In this day and age, the only thing that people are concerned with in the world is money. And it is that money that is bringing problems all over the world. There is the Arab Spring, and now we have the European summer, like somebody put it, of unrest. The governments are cheating their people. The people want to cheat the government. Everybody, there's only one thing that matters: money. Economy, balance of payment. Because we want to balance our books, you and your family must starve. But those of us who are ruling, we won't starve. The banks who cause the problems, they are all right. Those who are earning millions of pounds per year, they are all right. You see, they are people of quality. So we must let them be taking such allowances so that they will not run away somewhere else. But the rest of you, if you cannot buy bus pass, that's your business. If you cannot pay your bills, that's your business. You have to find more money for your pensions. You have to find more money to educate your children, and so on and so forth. It's madness. There is nothing called the milk of human kindness anymore. The eyes of mercy is blinded. It's greed all the way. Me. Let me have it all. Our democracy. What is your democracy? Freedom of speech. Who is speech? Who is free to speak? Speak where? Freedom to do what you like is not true. If it is true, there will be no prison. You can't do what you like. You can't say what you like. Rule of law. There is rule of law, but there is no rule of justice. And everybody measures the performance of any government by how much money they put in your pocket. How much money you have extra to go on holiday, to buy things you don't need, to go shopping. That's what you count to be good life. God doesn't matter anymore. Good neighborliness does not count for anything anymore. There's a report that will be out today or tomorrow by Age Concern, people who care for the old people, elderly people. They performed a project either last week or the week before. There are volunteers who decided they volunteered themselves for 1 week to live like lonely old people. Old people who live alone with nobody to talk to, nobody to care for them, and they have certain disabilities. Either arthritis or rheumatism or coordination of their mental capabilities and so on and so forth. So what they did was, these able-bodied women, they now made them to look old. And they put some gloves in their hands that to hamper how they can move their fingers. Now they put them in different houses alone, where nobody to talk to. In houses where nobody's even passing on the streets. No phone call. Completely alone. They said because that is how elderly people in this country, they live such a melancholic, lonely life. To cut the story short, by the time they were released, a good number of them told horror stories. What it was. or what it is for 1 week. To live alone, without seeing anybody, without watching TV, no news. You peep on the window outside, you see nobody. It's horrific. That's how old people who have no relatives, nobody, that's what they suffer, not for 1 week, years on end. You know why? Because this country is a selfish, self-centered, uncaring country. It is not the country infrastructurally, but the love of money is the root of evil, is the root of selfishness, is the root of uncaring attitude. In this country, many young people abandon their parents. They don't care at all. It is not so in other countries, at least in Africa. Some of the families extend to extended family. But even in this country, it is asking too much for your wife to welcome your brothers and your sisters and your parents into the house without telephone call and advance notice. Not to mention to have your grandmother or your great-great-grandfather visiting you. The selfishness is so much. And these light-headed girls, they will tell you straight away, Jack, it's you I'm marrying, you know, not your mom. You forgot that your mom was the wife number one to this boy before you married him. You forgot that it is his mom who brought him to the world, who nurtured him, who made him what you have found him. And you forgot that you yourself, you have your own children. They will abandon you as well. It's sickening. At the age of 16, people in this country, they want to be free. They want to get out of the house. I'm telling you, it is a curse for any child who leaves the home without the blessing of the parents. It's a curse. Go and write it down. Because your parents were the caretaker that God gave you to. They nurtured you. They cared for you. They spent everything they had on you. Even now, they still love you. They're still thinking about you. If they hear anything, their heartbeat would jump. Somebody was talking on the telly some days ago. They were talking about the parks, that there are too many rules in the park now. You won't let the children touch anything. You say it will harm them, it will this, it will that. So when are children going to be free to do whatever they like? And this man, they asked him what is his opinion. He said he only agreed with that to some extent. He said, but on the other hand, he cannot be a liar. He said he had 5 children. Most of them are grown up now. He said he remembered anytime they are playing in the house or outside the house or on the field, if he hears, he starts to jump. Hey! See, that's what parents are. At the slightest thing that something is happening to you, you don't know how they feel. And after you are grown, you look at them with disdain, as if they are just nothing. You forgot what the Bible says. Honor your father and your mother, that your days on earth may be extended. Some, you abuse your parents, you report them to the police. It's a curse. It's a curse. If they did not take care of you, would you have got the degree? Would you have gone to university? Some of us who came from Africa, whose parents, either mother or father or both, were not educated, some of them had to go and fetch firewood in the forest and be selling to get money to send you to school. Some of them had to be frying banana on the side of the road that you may be educated. And after that, you do this. Which God are you serving? Jesus said in the Bible, he said, do not say that what you should have given to your parents, to your father, that you are giving it to the church. He said that's not acceptable. What you give to the church is for the church. Your parents, honor them. It's frightening. I hope Africa will not copy the nonsense here. Many children, as soon as their mothers or their fathers are reaching 60, 70, old people's home. And you know, mom, we cannot take care of you. The best thing, we'll put you in old people's home so that you'll be among your mates, you'll be talking. You'll be old one day. And your children will abandon you. Not this time in old people's home, on the street. Then you know how it is. Come on, it is not your money that is important to your parents, but what? Your love. They still love you, they want you. Isn't it? Those of you who are old and you have children, what is paining you? Is it not that you don't see them? You love them, but you will not see them. Some of them will just phone you once in 3 months. Hi, mom. Are you all right? Is it how you want to eat or you want to see your boy? Take care of your parents. And your children will take care of you. And the reason why such selfishness are coming to is that money, affluence, easy life is now being overplayed. Luke 12, from verse 13. One of the multitude said to him, Teacher, bid my brother divide the inheritance with me. You see, their father has just died, and he has left a lot of inheritance. And they couldn't trust one another. And they wanted a good man to arbitrate. And they called Jesus. We know you will not cheat, and we know you will not get a percentage. Please come and divide the inheritance. Many pastors will have been glad to do it. But what did Jesus say? Verse 14. But he said to him, Man, who made me a judge or divider over you? That's not our job. Who made me a judge or a divider over you? And he said to them, verse 15, Take heed and beware of all covetousness, for a man's life does not consist in the abundance of his possessions. What is the government preaching to you? That your life, the quality of your life depends on how much money, how many houses you have. What are many churches preaching to you? That you are a child of God when God makes you to be rich. That it is your richness, it is how many cars you have as a pastor, it is how many houses you have built as a member of a particular church. That's where we will know that you are a child of God, that you are going to heaven. It is a lie. The quality of a man's life does not consist in the abundance of his wealth, for God's sake. Who says? Jesus. And Jesus gave them a parable. And he said to them, verse 16, the land of a rich man brought forth plentifully. The land of a rich man brought forth plentifully. And he thought to himself, what shall I do? For I have nowhere to store my crops. And he said, I will do this, I will do that. I will pull down my branch, making plans. I will pull down this house, I will build a larger place. And I will store my grains and the crops and whatever. Verse 19, and I will say to my soul, yes, you have ample goods. Lay down for many years, take your ease. Go on E2, cruise around the whole world. You can afford it. Go and buy an island. Buy a private plane. You're all right. Your bank account has too many zeros behind it that you cannot remove all those zeros before you die. 19, and I will say to my soul, so you have ample goods, laid up for many years. Take your ease, eat, drink, be merry. Tell me, what else do people do in the world today other than those three things? Anything else? Eat, drink, and be merry. And part of merriment is what? Cocaine, drugs, prostitution, name it. Verse 20, but God said to him, fool, fool, this night your soul is required of you. You are going to die tonight. And the things you have prepared, whose will they be? Whose will they be? You see, there have been many rich people in Europe, particularly in this place. When they died, they leave what they had to dogs, cats, or they return it to the government. What is the point? In fact, when they were alive, the money, how much of it did they spend? How much food did they eat? In their brains, they think the money belonged to them. They never saw the money. The money was always in the bank. All they have is a sheet of paper that says this is the statement. You see the foolishness? And to prove that you are rich, a car that you should buy for 20,000, you should say they should put this, put that, and it will cost you 1 million, and you are happy. Yes, I have a car costing 1 million. Come on. Those who sold it to you, they say, thank you very much, you fool. It is people like you that will want fools. The values of life is warped. Verse 21, Jesus said, so is he who lays up treasure for himself and is not rich towards God. How many people came to this world and obtained PhD, DDD, DSC, whatever? How many? In the history of the world? Millions or billions. Where are the degrees today? And where are the people who obtained them? Gone. I'm an intellectual. The day it clinked in my brain, the uselessness of priding yourself in your academic pursuit, the way it clicked in my mind that vanity upon vanity, all is vanity. When I was at university, there was one professor there, a woman professor. She was pregnant and she went to America to give birth. And she died there. The husband was also a professor. So the university brought the coffin back home, and the day they were going to bury her, University of Ibadan, Trenchard Hall, the professors and all of them were there. They brought the coffin in and they opened the coffin and we all filed round. And when I saw her, I shook my head. A typical Yoruba woman, she was dressed in the ashoke with the gele, ha ha ha. They even put lipstick. But the face can't open. The mouth can't open. I looked around her. There is no professorial gown. There is no hood. The certificate is not there. You see, she came to the world without those things. She went without them. And what struck me most is that all her intellectual pursuit, intellectual acknowledgement that she has got, she cannot transfer them to her children. Her children cannot inherit the bachelor's degree or the PhD. No, non-transferable. I've never forgotten. It has stayed in my head that whatever you are pursuing is vanity. So is he who lays up treasure for himself and is not rich towards God. Luke 10. Jesus visited a family. In verse 38. Now as they went on their way, he entered the village, and a woman named Martha received him into her house. And she had a sister called Mary, who sat at the Lord's feet and listening to his teaching. 2 sisters. It was Martha who brought Jesus into the house, not Mary. And when Martha brought Jesus into the house, she introduced Jesus to Martha. And when Martha caught the wind of who Jesus was and what he can do, Jesus sat down, and the Bible said, Mary, who sat at the Lord's feet and listened to his teaching. Verse 40, but Martha was distracted with much serving. And she went to him and said, you see, Martha was the one who brought Jesus in. Mary, seeing Jesus, sat at the feet. Jesus was teaching. The Bible said Martha was distracted. You who have come here today, you have been distracted by things of the world. What do we eat? What do we drink? You don't even go to church regularly. You work 7 days a week. If possible, you ask God to give you the 8th one. You are distracted. You are no longer focused on God and his kingdom. And yet you swear that you are born again. Again where? Who born you? If I may borrow that expression, who born you? Come on, you are missing out here. If I enter heaven, I can't take you with me. If you enter heaven, you can't take me with you. Philippians chapter 2 says, work out your own salvation with your own hands, with fear and trembling. Your salvation is in your hands for God's sake, not in my hands. I'm just to open your eyes and teach you the things which are right. You are distracted. Hey. Some of you have brought people into this church. The people you brought, they are doing well. You ran away. Or you come, hop, step, and jump. They are playing the Mary. You are playing the Martha. Business. You are distracted by business. What is the profit in your business? You say you are in business, whereas you are not in business. You are in business. You know the difference between business and business? You are busy, but you're not making any money. You can't make any money if you neglect the Lord your God. And you pray, you go from pastor to pastor. You look on the telly, you look at the website for pastors. Pray for me. Pray for me. Pray for you for what? To who? To which God? To God that you have abandoned? But Martha was distracted with much serving. As if that was not enough. She went to complain about her sister to Jesus and said, Lord, do you not care that my sister has left me to serve alone? Tell her then to come and help me. You know, many churches, they care about making you comfortable. They try to attract you to church with a cup of tea. They will have 1 hour service and 1.5 hours reception afterwards. Chat to know one another. Welcome, holy brother, holy sister. Oh, have a cup of tea. Are you all right? Do you have a house to live in? The church is different from social service department. Let the government take care of their own. We are custodians of the soul. The government is the custodian of bread and butter and sugar. You spend the time attending ceremonies, birthday parties, this one, that one, warming house, burning house. You are distracted. Hey, somebody is marrying in Nigeria, I must go. So you go and borrow money with the credit card to go there. And when you know that when you get to Nigeria, they will take you to the cleaners. They will even take your shirt. All the members of the family, they are waiting for you, brother. You didn't buy anything for me. Even the people you don't know. What have you brought for us now? They don't know that you have not even paid your bills. They don't even know that you are squatting with a friend. They don't want to know. But you want to oblige them. And you are putting yourself in a deeper mess. You are distracted. And if people don't join you, you complain. You people in this church, you are bad though. You hear that I'm burying my father for the third time. Your father died in 2001. You bury him 2001. 2006, you rebury him after 5 years. 2010, you have reburied him again. And then 2012, you are asking people to come. You want to turn the side of your father so that the side that is resting is sore. So you want to turn it around. And if people don't turn up now, you'll be angry. You people in this church, you don't have love. You hear that I'm turning my father's side, and you did not come. How will I come? You are distracted now. I'm focused. I won't come to rubbish. I'm focused. Jesus expects you to be focused.